Hi, I am Alison with 123 Kids Expo, and I'm here with teen author Aliya Blake. She is the youngest self published author in Trinidad, publishing her book at 15 years old in 2017. However, Aliya, I think you started writing this book a lot sooner than that. What inspired you to write this book?
Well, I started writing this book, the stories in this book, when I was 11, 12, going through SE.
Mm-hmm.
I was in this creative writing lessons, and my lessons teacher would give us weekly prompts. And so, with the books I was reading at the time, Goosebumps and Creep Over, it was a lot of suspense and cliffhangers and just mystery in general. And so that's what my mind was more prone to
To writing.
writing. Yeah,
Hence the name, Cliffhangers?
cliffhangers.
Ah,
Yes. So that's what I would write in the class, and my teacher said, "Oh, these stories are very nice. You should publish this." And she was very
ah,
excited about it, and my mom got really excited about it as well. And so
right.
she decided to publish it into a book.
And well, what was your desire? I mean, did you always want to write? Did you always have a desire to write?
Yes, ever since I was younger, my mom would take me to the Port of Spain Public Library,
Right.
and there was a world of books available,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love to read them, but we wouldn't always be able to go to the library as often as I had hoped.
Right.
So my school, when in my private school, there was a library, and we weren't allowed to go into the library until we reached standard one. So I
Oh,
was always hoping, oh, okay, standard one, go to the library. I can't wait. And when we went to
exactly.
the library, it was it was just magical. It was even better than the public library in Port of Spain,
Wow.
because all my friends were there,
Right.
and it was just really exciting.
And you could
And
go every
so,
day.
yeah, yeah. And so I would borrow these books, especially mystery books, like the
Right.
A to Z mysteries, and Diary Wicked, which was what
Mm-hmm.
inspired me to actually write my first book before Cliffhangers, actually.
Right.
So it's funny because parents always say, "Oh, don't read Diary of a Wimpy Kid because they have bad grammar and the stories aren't like
Yeah.
good
It's
and
not the
stuff."
classics.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's what inspired me to write. I thought it was very funny, and yeah, the spelling wasn't always right, but it really inspired me to want to write my own story
Story.
because I loved how they weave the plot and they
Mm.
created this story that really worked with the characters, and that's what I wanted to create for myself. So
Wow.
I'm like, okay, um, let me create the story for myself, but I'll make a girl version to it.
Right.
So I started to write this story, and I got really excited about it, and I brought the book to school for my friends to read, and my friends were really amazed by it and was like, Aliya, you need to continue this book. And so I did, um, until standard 3, which is when I stopped.
Because work
Yeah.
was getting more intense. Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're going into SEA mode by standard
Yeah,
four.
yeah,
But at the same time, it still had an impression because that very creative writing class is
yeah.
what got you into actually writing the book.
Mm-hmm.
So your friends had really great feedback when you were younger.
Yeah.
Now that you've written Cliffhangers, what's been the reaction to the book now that it's published?
Well, everyone has been very shocked, in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to the 123 Kids Expo, they were very surprised to see me as a young author would publish these books for children,
Right.
especially like considering my age. I was 15 at the time.
Right.
They thought that my mom had published the books,
Mm-hmm.
but no, like I had published, and it was really crazy for me,
Yeah.
seeing the reactions because I was like, it's just a book, but like no, they were really shocked, and it really surprised
Yeah.
me. Especially this one guy who said, "Oh, you can turn this into an animated cartoon for kids."
You could.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
really like I wasn't expecting that reaction
Yeah.
because like it's just seeing my stories being
Yeah, it's
yeah.
played out right there in front of you. So, with that kind of reaction, I mean, you just said that someone said you could turn it into an animated, show and program. I mean, is that something you're thinking about?
It would be wonderful to have it into a cartoon, but especially for children who don't really like to read, but they want to hear stories from other people. It would be really nice to turn it into a cartoon. But for now, I don't think that's really possible. Like considering like the amount of workload I have to go through, especially with CXC
Right, because
approaching and
right, you're
everything.
still in school. And I mean, you've mentioned that these books are for children. Would you like to stay within that category as in writing for children as opposed to perhaps moving on to writing for adults?
I would like to continue writing for children, but also expand my works to teens and young adults.
Teens and young.
Yeah,
Well, that
yeah,
sounds like a really good idea. I mean, I'm sure there are many children that would love to be inspired the way you are,
yeah,
or perhaps you could be their inspiration. So, Aliya, I understand that cliffhangers can be found online. It's available online at Barnes and Noble, Amazon, eBay, Author House.
yes,
And also, it's written in Mandarin and available on Amazon China.
yeah.
That's very excellent. And locally, we can find the book at Paper Based Bookstore at Normandy and at Caboodle Gifts in Marval.
Yes, it's also available in the public library in Port of Spain.
Right?
And our website is coming out soon, Cliffhangers. But you could also check out our Facebook page, also called Cliffhangers.
Excellent. But I understand as well that the book is being used in primary schools as a teaching tool.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Like, I can't wait for what the book has in store for us.
Excellent. So that if there is something that a little an advice that you want to give to other young children that are perhaps have a love for reading and maybe thinking about possibilities of writing, I mean, what would you say to them?
I would say that if you have a story that you want to read, that you should write it.
Excellent. Well,
Yes.
that's a excellent piece of wisdom there. So you've been at 123 Kids Expo. What can we expect at 123 Kids Expo this year?
Well, we can expect more cliffhanger books to be there being sold. We can expect some personal autographs, some signings, some readings to the children.
Oh.
And you can meet me and talk to me and see what's up.
So there you heard it. Aliya Blake will be at 123 Kids Expo 2019. Cliffhangers will be available. There'll be ebooks, cards, free bookmarks with every purchase, and you can get a chance to talk directly with the author. Bring the kids down, get a little inspiration. We look forward to seeing you on April 13th and 14th, 2019.